Welcome to the Jehovah Chronicles with your host, Kosmon.
Right back like I left some. It's your hostess with the mostest, holding that fire like a roach clip. You're not your nerve. Fresh up off of that curve, jelly jamming preserve. Kosmon in right back up in it, man. Hey, we just gonna let it play for a second, man. Let the people join in, man. Let's go. Let's get it going.
I walk on this path of life, guided by the wasp insight. Every word, every line, every page I read, transforming my soul, planting a seed, embracing the wisdom of the ancient text. In every chapter, feeling blessed. The truth it unveils, the secrets it holds, connecting me to the universe's moves. Living in harmony, in peace and love, enlightened, shining from above. Oh, I spit, guiding me on. In the stillness of my soul, a new dawn. Embracing the light, letting go of the dark. And every moment, creating my mark. Through trials and tribulations I stand tall. The wasp's teachings breaking every wall. My spirit soaring, my heart at peace. In the wisdom of a wasp finding release. Aligned with the cosmos in perfect flow, living by its principles, letting my light glow. Harmony and love, the essence of my being. Oh, wasp, guiding me on. In the stillness of my soul, a new dawn. Embracing the light, letting go of the dark. In every moment, creating my mark. Oh, wasp, guiding me on. In the stillness of my soul, a new dawn. Embracing the light, letting go of the dark. In every moment, creating my mark. Oh, wasp, guiding me on. In the stillness of my soul, a new dawn. A new dawn. Embracing the light, letting go of the dark. In every moment, creating my mark. Letting my mark. Oh, wasp, guiding me on. Wasp, guiding me on. Oh.
Jehovah is as near this day as in the time of the ancients. Put yourself in order, becoming one with him. And no book is so easily read as his created universe. Inspiration comes less by books than by what Jehovah wrote. His worlds read him and his works. Frame your speech and your thoughts for him. He will answer you in your own behavior and in the happiness of your soul. Great wisdom cannot be attained in a day, nor purity and strength to overcome temptation, till the growth is from the foundation. The fool will say, the sacred books are no more than man of his own knowledge could write. Yet he has not wisely imitated the power of the words of your God. Let him do this well, and behold, he will also declare my words are from me. Yes, he will recognize them wherever found. It is the will and wish of your God that all men become constitutionally capable of receiving and comprehending the highest life, and that they shall no longer depend upon any priest, church, oracle, holy book, or upon consulting the spirits, and that their behavior may make the earth a place of peace, with long life to all people, for the glory of Jehovah. To his Etherian gods and goddesses, Jehovah said, as you have founded arcs of light in my Etherian heavens, to determine the travel of my corporeal worlds, so shall my God of the earth inspire mortals to build lighthouses for man's ships that travel on the oceans, and those who travel in the ships. And those on the land shall know when a ship nears the port, even as you see my traveling earth approaching the place of Kosmon. For this shall be an illustration to mortals, that I have appointed cycles of times and dawns of times, with gods and goddesses to superintend my creations in tenderness and love, lest by chance man becomes despondent, saying, alas, Jehovah did not provide in wisdom commensurate with the magnificence of his creations. Behold, the time draws near when the nations of the earth shall course around the whole earth in ships, crossing the seas and oceans to all the places I created.
Yeah, I feel good right now. The atmospheric, green skies, the gang coming. I be in and out, so leave that thing running. Purified is preferred. Higher frequency, a higher bird. I observe on a different nerve. Breaking codes, I am the yoga. Deadly as a Ruger, straight and a shooter. Out the holster with this mudra, inoculation with the wisdom. Creator shape my prism and hit them with no schisms. Reason turn the light up. Y'all disappointing like 9 to 5 and some write-ups. Something rearranged, let that boy cook. Organization 33, stay up in them books. Lead them boys shook. 46 divided, yeah, I'm Fort Michael. It was only rifle that I came up in this cycle. They say they gangsters, but they telling it. Step outside, take off my shoes and let the sun hit my melon. Had to relearn that the herb be the medicine. It's the same matrix, so who you think you better than? Perfect.
Shout out to Kosmon Cow. Cosmon Cowboy, I'm gonna tell you something. He is a problem. He is a problem when it comes to these Hebrew Israelites. Y'all better stop playing. He is a problem. Kosmon Cal is a problem. Creator gang gang.
Yeah, the gang coming, creator king coming. Turning up the light and watching boys start running. Let me tell you something, we ain't out here doing nothing. I can tell you scared, boy, niggas stop fronting. It was all in the plan.
Creator gang is crazy. Boy, y'all better pay attention.
We fight as a single.
Acting childish, you show them your reality.
That is the source of our strength.
I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams. That's when they out it. Your own blood. Ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul. Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence. You know the devil can hear him. Pay attention. Know the war's within. How much time do you spend? Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win. We know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry. Can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul boning. But you gon' work and you gon' strive. Do what it takes to survive. What is truth? What is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the faith. They don't know what to decide. Wrong choice, meet your demise. Keep that between you and I. You realize some people you gon' let go. You visualize the things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. Wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me.
Yeah. Don't be stressing on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. Just keep going and keep your faith, so you can win this race. This race called life, yeah, yeah. This race called life. This race called life, yeah, yeah. Race called life. Yeah, 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 yeah. Grinding, girl, I know that I'm gon' get it. I just gotta have vision. Keep faith and be on. Always on my job. I never been a fight, never had to steal and rob. Cause I do good business, I'm too good with it. And even though I'm on this road, I'm still daddy to my children. You know I do good with them, and don't like being missing. But I hate when my bills are thicker and my pockets get thinner. But I can't stress up on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. I keep going and keep my faith in my face, so I can win this race called life. This race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life. called life. Just tryna win this race called life. Race called life. I'm just tryna win this race called life. Yeah, yeah. I keep on running in this race called life.
Yes. We are in here.
I won't come in last place in life.
Shout out to the Titan family. Everybody tuning in.
Tryna win this race called life. This race called life. Girl, I just gotta win this race called life. This race called life.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Just gotta win this race.
That's enough of that. Y'all know why we here. Y'all know what we came to do. Y'all know what we came to see. We came to see these two gentlemen.
Bro.
Say that again.
That's how I emailed that song to you.
Oh, okay, let me play that right now for you. Go ahead and introduce yourselves to the crowd, gentlemen. As if, I mean, let's act as if they don't know who you are already.
It's your boy, Anu Kakerat, Larian, Darrell Brown, Harube, Neil Monte, the first Naga World representative, Tribe of Tamara Kush, Mississippi Valley, you know what I'm saying, representative. Y'all know how we get down, God is light, by electromagnetism. We here to put on a good show. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to display for y'all that electromagnetism is the evidence that God exists. And that light is also is in theology, and it's also in science, and this is where the two converge at. So I'm gonna bring y'all something special today.
Go ahead, Kosmon. Introduce yourself to the people as if they don't already know who you are.
1 second.
Song downloading.
Love, light, balance out there, peace to all the righteous gods and Nirvanian God is created. Gang is in this thing first and foremost, man. All praises to the ever-present creator, the one that always was, is, and never shall be. I think this is gonna be one of them ones, y'all. I think it's gonna be one of them ones. So strap in, you dig what I'm talking about, and notice the debate. The debate is God is God light. You dig what I'm talking about? And he got to be able to definitively prove that, and we gonna get into that right now, man. Salute to the boy A1. Salute to Coliseum, man. Y'all go over here on the Coliseum, sub, like, share, man. Y'all jump back and forth. Go over here to Kosmon Cal TV, man. Let's get this thing cracking, y'all. You dig what I'm saying? I think we done waited long enough, and the people anxious. Let's get it.
Yes, definitely. Please subscribe to Kosmon Cal's channel as well at Kosmon Cal TV. Titan family, go ahead and flood his channel and give him a couple views as well this week when you see him popping up live. He does a good morning show. I usually check him out in the morning, so tap into that. And which one of you two wants to explain these exclusive rules and rounds and how you have them set up?
What we agreed upon was 3 15-minute rounds, and then a 10-question back and forth answer round, right? Where we go, I ask 5 questions, he asks 5 questions. I ask 5 questions, he asks 5 questions. And then there's a closeout, and that'll be the end of the debate.
Yes, sir. And there were 60 seconds, I believe, per response for each question. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's 5, 5, 5, and 5.
No.
All right, gentlemen. With that being said, do you 3-minute opening round?
I thought it was 5.
5-minute opening round?
It was 5, yeah.
Let me go ahead and pull that timer up from Google. And while I'm doing that, let me go ahead and play this song. A new Kakerat wanted on here. And we can end out with one of yours, Kosmon.
Was faith without knowledge is fanaticism. Claiming God ain't light is sacrilegious. Your team sleep dreaming in a state perdition. Knockers shining like suns, you lack the emission. Was faith without knowledge is fanaticism. Claiming God ain't light is sacrilegious. Your team sleep dreaming in a state perdition. Knockers shining like suns, you lack the emission. Was faith without knowledge is fanaticism. Claiming God ain't light is sacrilegious. Your team sleep dreaming in a state perdition. Knockers shining like suns, you lack the emission. Was faith without knowledge is fanaticism. Claiming God ain't light is sacrilegious. Your team sleep dreaming in a state perdition. God desire life, so unite the illusion. Now could keep that knowledge tucked.
And you can go check. Where can we check that one out at? Lorel. I knew Kakerat.
Yeah, that's that exclusive. It ain't even out yet. That was the first time it was ever heard right there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. We got a world premiere here to grace our stage. He definitely made a few of the intro songs and the background music that you hear on some of our advertisements. So if you need any work done, hit him up. He's an amazing songwriter as well. Let's get right into it. Who took the affirmative? The affirmative goes first.
He did.
All right, we're gonna share my screen.
Just the 5-minute intro, right?
Correct.
Oh, this is just the intro?
Just the intro. Do you need to share your screen for the intro?
Nah. Okay. Hold up, but I do need to get my materials though. Where is we? Okay, yeah, we on Facebook. Here we go. This up real quick. Here we go. Let's talk about.
Tell me when you're starting, so I can start your time.
Okay, so let's start.
And go.
So right here, we're gonna bring this real short. Okay, so let's talk about religious tolerance, right? And how people have different ideals when it comes to religions, and we need to all
hold on. I just paused your time. Should your screen be sharing right now?
No.
I'm just making sure. And okay, you're back rolling.
Okay, so you again, for us to all have religious tolerance towards each other, to have diversity in the world, that's what actually makes the world beautiful. The dangers of no religious tolerance or religious intolerance or worldwide ranging effects, individual societies, global relations. Intolerance can lead to discrimination, violence, wars. Religious freedoms and diversities are essential for peace and to flourish in societies. Discrimination, intolerance results in prejudice in daily interactions, as well as discrimination in houses, employment, access to public access. Y'all know this. And the negative psychological effects when an individual is discriminated against, and the marginalization of their beliefs, it can also increase like stress, anxiety, lower self-esteem, fear, trauma, you know what I'm saying, things of those things. And so we need to think about that. So when we bring up God is light, light is electromagnetism, understand that this concept comes from a collective comparison studies of a lot of the world's religions, and that's what we're going to go into. Everybody has the right to have the belief in whatever God they choose. If you want to believe the spoon is God, that's your prerogative. Nobody actually has a right to determine whether your God is your God or if it's true to you, because it's your own reality from your own perspective. So again, I want to tell everybody out there, God is light is not to destroy your religion. It is to bring unity between atheism and the believers. It is to bring spirituality and science back hand in hand where it began. As in the beginning, science is a child of spirituality. You see, of religion. So again, like they were one in the beginning, and they're going to be one in the end. So, that's what we're all about, the oneness, being one in light. So I'm going to bring out those things and show y'all that God, when we talk about God, which is power and force, we talk about God doing certain things like healing, illuminating his glory, his radiance, right? When they talk about God in a theological sense. And then I'm going to show you the evidence of that description in electromagnetism, and I'm going to show you that God heals, light heals, electromagnetism heals. I'm going to show you that God is everywhere at all times, and so is electromagnetism there at all times. So this is the evidence that God exists. My opponent, he gonna sit here and just try to deny, and he's not gonna actually bring his God to the table, because if you read in his own Waspy Bible, it says that his God or his creator God is light, and that's right there in the page of his own book. So him going against it is just more sacrilegious defamation of his own beliefs and your beliefs too. If you actually believe in God, and if your religion says that your God is light or manifests in light, you know what I'm saying? They want to say, oh, it's not physical. It's not physical life. I beg to differ. Everything in manifest is physical, whether it's tangible or intangible. So if it's in existence, it is here with us. Whether if you believe God is part of the creation or
I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait to Malachi Maccabee slow this one down. It's gonna be bad, y'all. Let's get right back to it. When Malachi slow this one down,
not part of the creation. Light is the manifestation of God, and we know this because of the effects of electromagnetism.
And you have 60 seconds.
Oh, and shout out Paradigm Shift, shout out The Bar, shout out The Gauntlet, Clash of the Titans. You know what I'm saying? We here. You know what I mean? Shout out Lions Den. Shout out to all the platforms out there. Shout out Sonetta. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who coming together and bringing this information out here and putting this in the forefront so we can edify our people.
And with that, you have 25 seconds. Do you yield your time?
Let's go and get it done.
Let's go. Okay. Let me go ahead and refresh this. Kosmon Cal, you have 5 minutes for your opening round. Time starts when you start. Should I be sharing your screen? And everybody in the crowd, right now, you can go to my page at Titans Debate League, and you can look in my community post. And we have a debater scorecard and the criteria for each section that you can download, and you can score the debate how you see it. We are going to do a poll at the end. I do have judges. We are going to be using a judging system, but we're going to do a poll just for fun at the end of this. So be looking forward to that. And let me know, Kosmon, when you're ready to start, or if I should be sharing your screen.
Yeah, you should be sharing the screen.
Gotcha. Let me remove this, add this to the stage. Okay, your screen is sharing. Can you see it?
Yep. Can y'all see it?
Yes, sir. I can see it.
Okay, now.
Time starts when you start.
Now, okay. This is sad already because he's trying to give you a red herring right off the top. This debate is not about religious intolerance. This debate tonight, the topic is God light? And I take the position of the negative, that no, God is not literally light and is not literally electromagnetism. There are many problems with this theological subjective belief. And the first being that it's theological. But tonight I will show without the shadow of a doubt that this theological belief is just that, a belief. I will show that there isn't a single theologian, scientist, or biblical scholar that agrees with their God is electromagnetism scheme. As a matter of fact, there is a scientific consensus that God is that there is a scientific consensus that God is light is 100% false. But before I go further, I would like to sincerely apologize before the debate even starts about all the long drawn out scientific mumbo jumbo about electromagnetism that you're going to hear. And when he should be trying to definitively prove that light is God, right? He's going to be talking about electromagnetism, right? But I personally told this man that there is no debate on the fact that light is electromagnetism. So you dig what I'm saying? I don't even know why he brought it in debate, but he foolishly went on to make the claim that light is God. And that is the claim we're addressing tonight. This Naga got some extreme hills to climb, right, this evening, ladies and gentlemen. And the first hill that he has to climb is the fact that science, the light is electromagnetism part, and theology, the God is light part, are objectively two different fields of study with two completely different ways of gleaning what they deem as truth, as proven by the theologians at the C.S. Lewis Institute for Theological Studies. They say no, science cannot prove theology because their methodologies and realms of inquiry are fundamentally different. Science relies on empirical evidence from the natural world to explain phenomena like light, right, through testable hypotheses, while theology often involves faith and beliefs in supernatural entities of forces that lie beyond the scope of scientific investigation. So, see, the God is light scheme is already crumbling at its foundation, and we ain't got past the intro, proving that the entire statement of God is light is oxymoronic. Science can prove light, but science can't prove God. Y'all starting to see why he absolutely needed electromagnetism in the title? Trick no good, Naga. As I said, you have some major hills to climb, but tonight we'll be addressing many flaws in their God is light mythos, such as their definition of God, right? The attributes of this so-called God. 3, the fact that they're plagiarizing other theologians' work. 4, that their supposed light is nothing but religious idolatry. 5, that God is light is a subjective belief.
1 minute and 15 seconds.
God is light is a subjective belief, no different than any other Abrahamic faith, right? We're going to show you that. God is light is a belief, a subjective belief based on feelings, personal opinion. But that's no different than any other of the Abrahamic faith, so why are you trying to force it down our throat? And 6, that you and your whole crew are hypocrites, right? We're going to prove that because you're bad-mouthing other gods as anthropomorphic while your entire belief is built on the back of an anthropomorphic biblical God. So in closing, I will prove without the shadow of a doubt that this trumped-up religious psychobabble, God is light, is nothing more than a metaphorical statement wrapped in a theological belief.
And you have 10 seconds. Do you yield your time?
We good.
Let's give these gentlemen a round of applause for an amazing open. I'm going to need everybody who is on Kosmon Cal's page to go ahead and filter on over here. Oh, let me share my screen one time. Beautiful opening round, gentlemen. Boom. Yeah, everybody from Kosmon Cal's page, go ahead and filter on over here. We're going to be ending the stream on his channel after the first round. So if you want to come on over here, when you do, hit that subscribe on your way in. And yeah, Coliseum of Arguments. You can type in @Titans Debate League and it'll bring you straight here. Kosmon, I mean, I knew. Are you ready for your opening round?
Hold on. Let me use the bathroom.
Take your time. While he does that, we'll go to a word from our sponsors. And shout out to Titan family in the building. Shout out Kosmon, Kyle, Create a Game. You know, you guys always have a home here. Team Naga, they've already made a home here over the course of the last 2 weeks, over really 2 months. So yeah, man, it's going. Definitely trying to spread out, network, and do as much content with as many people as possible. And here we go.
What? All right.
Yeah. Woo. What? Woo. Yo. Woo. Hear the sounds of the trumpet.
In every debate, there's power, passion, and purpose. Titans Debate League isn't just a podcast. It's a movement, a place where big ideas collide and voices that matter are heard. But to keep this arena alive, we need you in our corner. Your support through Cash App isn't just a donation. It's an investment in truth, in dialogue, and in community. Every dollar helps us bring sharper.
Yeah, hit that Cash App. Every dollar helps. You dig what I'm talking about? Real talk. That's real.
Debates, stronger guests, and bigger opportunities for growth. And here's the best part. When you give, you're not just supporting us. You're standing tall as part of the Titan family. We see you, we value you, and we appreciate you. So if you've ever felt inspired, challenged, or entertained by what we do, show some love and send your support to $ Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Again, that's $ Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Together, let's keep this debate alive, keep the fire burning, and keep the Titans rising. Have a blessed day.
Get down or lay down when we're stopping. This the clash of the Tigers.
Let's go.
Hear the sound.
Cash App, $ Titans Debate League. Send your donations there. I don't even know if I could get super chats. They might allow me to. I'm not sure how that even works yet, but we'll get there one day. You know, until then, here's where you can go ahead and send that to. Laurel, are you ready?
Yes, show my screen. Okay, so we're gonna start here.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get
let
me get your time reset.
To my presentation because
can you hear me, Laurel?
Anyway, so right here, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just gonna say time starts when you start.
Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. The fundamental all pervasive creator, right? It says just as many religions pose that God or deity as an unseen fundamental force that creates the cosmos, electromagnetism is the fundamental force that creates. It's the fundamental force that creates and governs the observable universe. It is the glue that holds all atoms and molecules together, making existence of stars, planets, and all matter possible. So right there, you already see that electromagnetism or the electromagnetic force is responsible for the creation of all matter and the observable universe, which is what we call base reality. So again, like my opponent, he want to sit here and get gallop to y'all and just use denial as his proof and his weapon, and he want to use bandwagon fallacies. That's cool, but we're gonna get into it. The omnipresence through its field. Now we're talking about its field. When no difference than when we talking about God. When we're talking about God in the sense of God, we're talking about how God omnipresence is everywhere. You see what I'm saying? And his omnipresence is a field. That is a field, right? So let's talk about fields, right? Because again, electromagnetism is the evidence that God God exists. It's not God itself. It is the evidence that God exists. No different if you was going hunting and you was looking for the evidence of an animal, you might look for the tracks, you might look for scratch marks, things of that nature, right? So we're looking for certain attributes that God possesses, like omnipresence, omnipotent, omniconscious, those things, because those things that we can actually narrow down when we say what is God. So the omnipresence through his field, deities are often described as being omnipresent. See, I just told y'all that everywhere at once. Similarly, now listen to what they're saying. The electromagnetic force propagated by the electric and magnetic fields that permeate all of space. You hear all of space. That means everywhere. Any object, listen, any object with an electrical charge is surrounded by its influence, meaning its presence. So the electromagnetic fields have a presence everywhere and all around. And it's universal and all-encompassing. Listen to the words that's being used. All-encompassing, universal, presence, right? They're not talking about God. They're just talking about electromagnetism. But I'm showing you that electromagnetism is the evidence that God exists. You see what I'm saying? So it says the unseen mover of things, the unseen mover of things. You don't know how it works. You don't know why it works, but it works, right? And it moves things at a distance. Many faith believe in higher powers that act behind the scenes, subtle influences events. Electromagnetism operates on this principle. So they're saying in your own faith, this is how the higher power works, and it works subtly, and it influences events. The same way the electromagnetism operates on this principle, the everyday push and pull we feel of solid objects, meaning when you touch things, right? The push and pull of solid objects, the structure of matter itself, and the transmission of light are all governed by unseen electromagnetic fields. You hear that? Unseen. Just like when we talk about God, the unseen creator, right? The unseen creator God, that's what we're talking about, right? So we're just breaking this down. Just because science can sit here and define for us certain aspects of electromagnetism, don't mean that they actually understand all of it. They don't know. They can't tell you where it actually comes from. They can't tell you where the charge of the universe comes from. They have no idea. And I'm telling you, the reason why they don't have no idea is because that's the essence of God. So it says the giver of light. In many creation myths, the deity creates light, separates it from darkness, and otherwise is associated with light and revelation. Y'all hear that? Associated with light and revelation. They're talking about gods, right? And deities. Electromagnetism is intrinsically linked to light. So light is what we're talking about. That is the convergence point between spirituality and science. Light. It says it's the photon carrier of the electromagnetic force and all lights, from radio waves to gamma rays. It's all form of electromagnetic radiation. The source of this mystery wonder, mainstream religions often abdue deities with mysterious or unknowable natures that inspires awe. Likewise, the deeper aspects of electromagnetism, particularly the quantum nature, remains a profound mystery, even into physicists. So they're saying even physicists is dumbfounded by the mysteries of electromagnetism. So they don't even know everything, right? So it says the quantum behavior of photons and electrons is fundamentally probabilistic that defies classic intuition, inspiring the sense of a wonder at the base of reality of the cosmos. And that is physicists. Physicists are going to tell you this shit that is probabilistic. And it defies, like some of this stuff is going beyond belief because it's outside of the equation. The provider of natural laws, right? Because electromagnetism governs so much of base reality, from subatomic particles all the way up into huge galactic structures and universes. It is creating structure. It is creating law. It is creating the bounds and the limitations that we have in between ourselves. It's the provider of natural law. That's what electromagnetism does when we're talking about natural law, not your faith, not your belief. This right here happens regardless of you believe it or not. This is what's happening. So that's just like God. God is truth. God is what God is, regardless if you believe it or not, right? It says religious belief often includes the idea that a deity authors the natural laws of the universe. Electromagnetism is described as a set of fundamental principles known as Maxwell's equations. These equations act as a cosmic rule book governing the behavior of electric charges, fields with absolute unchangeable authority. You hear that? Unchangeable authority? Absolute. You hear that? Okay, it says the harbinger of the creation and destruction. Deities can also be associated with the generative and destructive forces. Notice they said deities can be associated both with generative and destructive forces. Remember when we keep telling you that we define God by power and force? Here it is right here, destructive forces, such as creative floods. This is what we said. When people see the floods, they were afraid of it. They saw the power of the floods. The floods became gods. The destructive plagues, electromagnetism likewise has duality. It holds atoms together to form complex life. But a lightning strike, it could be devastating, a powerful force. Or maybe you talking about solar rays that'll strip your atoms apart, right? It says the force of attraction and aversion. Many religions use this concept of divine love, the wrath, to explain human attraction and aversion. Electromagnetism is literally the force of attraction and repulsion. Literally, it says opposite charges attract, while like charges repel, and the fundamental principles that mirror emotional and social dynamics at a metaphorical level. So, like, even when you get to trying to take that into like metaphors and all that other type of stuff, it's still doing the same thing, right? It says the unifier of creation. Many religions, traditions believe a single divine essence unify all things. The hidden order in chaos, right? Religious worldviews often provide an ultimate hidden order that transcends apparent chaos, the same way the complex, seemingly chaotic behavior of matter and energy is at its most fundamental level, and unfolding of the simple and predictable principles of electromagnetic force. So even right there, we see that these. So now we're going to get off into because again we're talking about light and how God is light and how God fills all of us, how God is everywhere. And I'm going to show you how God is, or light is fundamental, how electromagnetism is fundamental for life, right? So without life, we wouldn't be here right now having this conversation. So we're going to jump right into bioelectricity is the fundamental to life, right? And then we're going to get into cell membranes that act as biological capacitors, the endogenesis of electromagnetic fields, organized cellular processes, the organelles generated localized electromagnetic fields. Biophotons facilitate cellular communication, right? So all of this stuff is dealing with electromagnetism, right? And it's dealing with light. And I'm gonna speed this up just for time's sake. The navigation or orientation relies on Earth magnetic field. So you talking about many organisms like birds, turtles, bacteria, all of those things are controlled and governed by Earth's electromagnetic field. So again, without that electromagnetic field, life would be a little weird here on the planet. The structure of water. The water can store and transmit electromagnetic information. Water, which constitute large portions of living organism, may be also encoded to store electromagnetic information. And I'm gonna get off into that.
4 minutes, 48 seconds.
Okay. So I'm gonna get off into this quantum effects influencing the biochemical reactions, the electromagnetic phenomenon that guide morphogenesis and repair. So I'm gonna get into those into my next round. Right now, I'm just giving y'all an outline of what we're going to go over. Right here, this is Robert Ponsley and Roger C. Barr. This is about bioelectricity and the quantitative approach. Y'all should read this book right here. I'm going to just give y'all something about the author. Robert is a political professor, biomedical engineering at Duke. He received his PhD in electrical engineering at the University of California. He received his Doctor of Technological Science from Slovak Academy. So the man is highly distinguished. You can go read his paperwork on bioelectricity. Right here, again, this is another link to when we talk about water, the easy water dealing with water and the electromagnetic properties of this water and what this easy water does. And I'm gonna go off into that and show y'all in depth more about that in my next round. I got plenty of sources. I got plenty of diagrams to show y'all, and it's gonna be jam packed. So right now, like I said, I just set the stage for you. I showed you that in religions, this is a common thing. God being light, how they use light. I told you this is not a conflation of the two. This is just where the two converge at, which is light. So again, whether if you believe in spiritual light or physical light, that's no concern to Naga. We really don't care about that. The only thing we care about is the fact that light connects all of us to the universe. It connects us all, and we're all one in light. That is the main purpose, is to bring unity and not to bring dissension between people like my opponent is doing, trying to, basically step on other people's religious beliefs. Naga employs you to have your own religious beliefs. There's a lot of people in Naga that have different beliefs. Christians, Jews, Muslims, Masons, all different types are in Naga, and we all have different beliefs, and we don't allow religion to be a wedge between us. So when it comes to things like this, we all agree that, hey, light is a spiritual concept, and it is also a physical concept in science. And so when you hear God is light, light is electromagnetism, those are two statements. Those two statements stand alone. God is light according to human tradition, and light is electromagnetism according to science. These are not the conflate. You say 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
These are not the conflation of either or. So again, when we get back, we're gonna go off into some of these. Let me show you. We're gonna get off into some of these. I'm gonna show you these. Okay. So we're gonna get off into some of these right here. Like I said, I got sources for y'all. This stuff for you, UEF.org, light and religion, the symbol of divine. Why is it divine? Because divine means to shine. A lot of y'all just don't know that. The root word of divine is Davis. Davis going to die you with the Proto-Indo-European root, which means to shine. There is a source of light, the sun, which illuminates everything, just as most religions consider God to be light. See that? It says light in the Bible. In the Hebrew, let there be light. Jesus proclaims, I am the light of the world. Right here, this is in the light of Zoroastrianism, right? The Zoroastrianism temple of fire is built around the sacred light that burns all the time. In Islam, the Quran states God is light, the light of the heavens and earth. Islam, the Baha'i writings of both frequently invoke God's image of God as light or a lamp or a lantern. In Buddhism, in Hinduism and Buddhism, the thought of guiding light is found within the ceremonial light. You see this? So this is the symbology of light across the religion, right? And we're going to go off into these. Islam, to the Muslim text, to Judaism, to Baha'ism, to Hinduism, to Buddhism. So like I said, these are coming from some of the major world religions. When we come back, we're going to get off into them. You see that? We got Hindu, we got Buddhism up here for y'all, so y'all can see without a shadow of a doubt that when they talk about light, they're talking about light in the same sense as they talk about it in the physical sense. That light is illuminating the darkness, and the shit is making darkness disappear. That's the same thing light does in the physical realm, regardless if that's ignorance or if that's darkness.
Appreciate you. That's the end of that one. Give a new Kakerat a round of applause, everybody. And taking the negative, we have Kosmon Cal the Great. Let's go.
Right. Let me share my screen real quick. Let me get to it. I already apologized to y'all early.
Wait, hold on. You know what? Hold on 1 second, Kosmon. Again, I'm about to end the stream on Kosmon's channel. So everybody on Kosmon's channel needs to filter over to the channel they see on the screen.
Yeah, come on over, y'all. You dig what I'm talking about? This my brother. It's all good. Show some love over here on this side too. You dig what I'm talking about? Y'all come over here. Show them the thing, man. You dig what I'm talking about? The Coliseum
arguments.
Argument
at Titans Debate League. At Titans Debate League. It'll bring you straight here.
Yeah.
Come on over because he's about to start this round and I'm about to end the stream. So if you want to see him go ahead and get it, pop on over here. Appreciate you guys. Again, at Titans Debate League.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Kosmon. You the best.
Of course, my brother. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's get to it. You know what I mean? You ever seen trying to hold a pit bull in the corner? You know what I see?
Okay, and let me share your screen.
Yeah, let's get this together. Let me see how it look real quick.
This. And the streams are ended on your channel right now, and we are moving forward. I apologize, God. It's like that is the wrong screen. Kosmon, are you sure?
Over, man.
I don't see.
Somebody dropped the link in the chat over there. You did what I'm talking about. Somebody dropped the link so they can come on over here, man.
I should have did that. Sorry about that. I'm gonna take care of that when you start your first round. I don't. Oh, Big Kaz. So that was you. My apologies.
All right. Hold on 1 second.
Let me refresh.
Let's get this back up, right?
And time starts when you start, sir.
All right. Let's get it. Now, round 1. Fight. Now, in our face-off, I asked this brother if God is light is just a religious belief. And he stated no. But then he turned right around and admitted that God is light is theological. And it was right then that I knew that he didn't even know what he was talking about. Because theology is defined as the study or rational analysis of religious beliefs, proving that cognitive dissonance is real. So at this point, logic would dictate we need to go to a wiser and more intelligent source. So why not just go to the most popular God in America, right? Christ, and ask him, does he see himself as light or the maker of light, right? Because remember, the debate topic is God light, right? And we go here in Genesis 1 and 2, and we see that and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the spirits of God moved upon the face of the waters, right? And let the record reflect that earth, heaven, darkness, water, and God, who is a spirit, not light, all existed before his fake made up God of light, right? And in Genesis 1 and 3 he said, and God said, let there be light. And there was light. So as we see, God is not light. God is creating light. And the key word is let there be. But what the brother doesn't know is or understand is that let there be means there was a time when his God hadn't been. Now let's show how the Hebraic tongue itself debunks this religious psychobabble from Strong's Blue Letter, right? The word is hayah, right? Meaning to come to pass, to be, to exist, right? To be in existence, to occur, to come to pass, right? So if you had to come to pass, there was a time that you weren't past. If you had to be done, there was a time you were undone, huh? If you had to be brought, that means there was a time that you weren't brung, right? If it means to be, that means there was a time, or to be done, there was a time that it was undone, showing that there was a time that your so-called creator, light, didn't exist, proving that light can't be the creator. See, it hit totally different when God debunks you in Hebrew. See, my totally outclassed opponent just lied to y'all, bald-faced lied to y'all in that prior round, right? He'll tell you a bald-faced lie like other religions in the world see God as literal light and not the creator of light. And I'm calling cap. So let's see if the major religions in the world see God as light or the creator of light, and do they use it as a metaphor also? Source, Bible, Quran, Torah, Upanishads. Christianity, right, employs all three, though the predominant theological view is that God is not literal physical light. God is the maker of light, per Genesis 1 and 3, and is used as a metaphor when Jesus says in John 8 and 12, he is the light of the world, which is interpreted as a metaphor. Huh? What about in Islam? Light is called nur and is a crucial attribute of Allah, but is not Allah. Huh? But it's generally interpreted what? Non-literally, right? By classical commentators, right? Light is used as a metaphor. Most classical commentators and scholars interpret this verse metaphorically, substituting light with guide or illuminator. Not that he is physical light. God is the maker of light, per the Quran, and Judaism sees God as the creator of light, not literal light. It uses light metaphorically. And had he admitted to that he was trying to use it metaphorically, I wouldn't have anything to say. But now he getting his God punched on. Huh? See, God is the maker of light, right? And also in Judaism, they use light as a metaphor. Light is a symbol for Torah, or divine law and wisdom. For example, in Proverbs 6:23, it says, for the commandment is a lamp and the law is light. So is your God or the law light? What about Hinduism? Hinduism presents light as an essential quality of the ultimate reality, Brahman, right?
9 minutes and 46 seconds.
It is used as a metaphor, right? Light is a symbol for knowledge that dispels darkness or ignorance. Invisible light, also seen as a reflection or a manifestation of the eternal God, not the literal God. It's a manifestation. It's a result, not the cause. What about in Brahmanism? In the Vedanta, the ultimate source or creator of all light is called Brahman. But in the Vedic literature in Brahmanism, several deities are directly associated with light and are considered its makers. What about Surya, the sun god, or Agni, the fire god, or Ushas, the goddess of dawn? So the question is, how is your subjective made up God any better than any of these other gods? Huh? The answer is, it's not. And as a matter of fact, your God is worse because your God only exists in your mind. And this debunks any of that talk that any of the major religions see God as literal light. Every single one of them, without exception, sees God as the maker of light and is nothing more than a metaphor. Bars. So, question at this point is, are you lying on purpose or are you lying out of ignorance? Because it's one of the two. And this is why we must always question anyone who is uncritically regurgitating a subjective belief as truth, as explained in the WASPI, Book of Discipline. Whoever professes light must know the matter by his own knowledge, and that facts, numbers, figures, axioms can demonstrate light, and that without these, the then supposed light, like this brother is bringing, is only darkness. So facts, figures, and axioms can prove light. But guess what it can't prove? God. Now, theology, right, has a set of incommunicable attributes that God must have to be considered the supreme being, right? So let's see if light has those same attributes from study.com and pbslearningmedia.org, right? One of those is omnipotence or all power. Question, is light omnipotent? No, light is not omnipotent. Why? Because light is a form of energy and matter, right? Subject to laws of physics, right? What about omniscience? Is it all knowing? No, light is not omniscient, right? Because omniscient means having absolute knowledge, and light is a form of electromagnetic radiation that lacks any awareness. What about omnipresence, right? Is light omnipresent? You heard him try to lie and say light was omnipresent, right? No. Light is not omnipresent, right? Because its presence is limited by a source and its constant finite speed. One thing the creator can't be is finite. He must be infinite. What about omnibenevolence? Is it all good or all moral? Question, right? Is light all good or moral? No. light is not all good, as its effects depend on context. It can also cause harm, such as damaging your eyes or causing cancers. And is light all moral? No, 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 sir. Light itself does not have morals. As it is a natural phenomenon. So sorry, bud. Your God of light is just not measuring up. And that begs to ask the most important question of the night. And that is, right? What is the nature of your supposed God of light? Is your God trying to take life, or is your God trying to preserve it? Question. Are UV rays harmful to humans? Is your God harmful to humans? Yes. UV rays are generally harmful to humans, especially with overexposure. So let that sink in. So just hanging around your God too long is harmful. And most energetic, right, UV rays cause biological damage by altering DNA. Meaning that all humans do not venerate your God, we tolerate it. But since you up here just making up gods, let me make up one too. That's better than your God. So at least the people can have a choice. And I'll choose the ozone layer. Why? If for no other reason, while your God of light is trying to kill man, the ozone layer is protecting all human life on the earth from the CDC. And that's the Space Observatory, right? The protective role of the ozone layer. Did y'all know that the existence of life on the surface of the earth relies on the atmospheric filtering of UV rays? So wait, something can and does filter your God? How, Sway? The ozone layer absorbs UVC and UVB radiation, preventing your God from sterilizing the planet's surface, right? Also, if the full intensity of these UVB, UVC rays, right, his God, were to reach the surface, life as we know it would not survive on land. That means let this sink in, y'all. That means since the day of your birth, this Negro's God has been trying to kill you. And if left to its own devices, and if not for the ozone God, light would kill every human on the face of the planet. Let that sink in. See, you're all intelligent thinking people, correct? So the question is, which God sounds more beneficial to man? The killer or the protector? Question. Theologically, is praising a photon idol worship? Theologically, right? Which his whole idea is a theological metaphor, right? Theologically, yes, praising a literal photon would be considered idol worship. Yet he's trying to get y'all to tell y'all that somehow God is electromagnetism and that you should praise that.
3-minute warning.
But why is God light, right? Idol worship, Kosmon, simply, it's in the definition. It's the nature of the photon. The photon is a created physical phenomenon, right? And the definition of idolatry is the act of giving worship, glory, or praise to that is due to only the creator, to a created thing or a natural phenomenon like light. It's idol worship. So what have we learned this round, y'all? Right? One, that theologically, God is light is a religious belief, and not true in fact, right? It is a religious belief no different than any other Abrahamic faiths or religions. So don't let him try to down talk y'all, this anthropomorphic God and all that stuff. Listen, your whole idea of where God comes from an anthropomorphic God built in a religious text. Two, what did we learn? That the God of every major religion said that they created light, opposite of what he just brought up here. And I actually showed it. Three, that the major religions all use light metaphorically, not literally. Right? Every major religion uses light metaphorically for God, not literally. And four, that the incommunicable attributes that a God must have to prove himself the creator light lacks every single one of them. I'm not making none of this up. His God is just not up to snuff. And I relinquish the rest of my time.
Yeah.
53 seconds, and he relinquishes.
Yeah, he relinquished that. I'll take that 56 seconds to
Hold on 1 second, Larrell.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you start your time here in 1 second. We're gonna go to a word from our sponsors briefly.
In every debate, there's power, passion, and purpose. Titans Debate League isn't just a podcast. It's a movement, a place where big ideas collide and voices that matter are heard. But to keep this arena alive, we need you in our corner. Your support through Cash App isn't just a donation. It's an investment in truth, in dialogue, and in community. Every dollar helps us bring sharper debates, stronger guests, and bigger opportunities for growth. And here's the best part. When you give, you're not just supporting us. You're standing tall as part of the Titan family. We see you, we value you, and we appreciate you. So if you've ever felt inspired, challenged, or entertained by what we do, show some love and send your support to $ Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Again, that's $ Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Together, let's keep this debate alive, keep the fire burning, and keep the Titans rising. Have a blessed day.
Get down or lay down when we're stopping. It's the clash of the Titans.
And let's go to the tournament that brought us all here together today.
These are not just speakers. These are thinkers, forged in fire. Warriors of words stepping into destiny. Welcome to the Coliseum of arguments, where logic clashes with conviction and ideas spill like blood in the sand. 16 titans, 16 minds, one path to immortality. They come seeking truth, they fight for redemption, they burn for revenge. Featuring the intellectual elite of the Titans Debate League. Every round a new war, every word a new weapon. Every titan ready to fall or rise in glory. This is not debate, this is combat. Step into the Coliseum of arguments. Only the brave speak here. Are you not entertained?
Yes. Only the brave speak here. I'm about to make that the new slogan, man. Only the brave speak here. You see, we have these two gentlemen here, brave enough to step into the Coliseum. And I knew it is on you. Should I be sharing your screen right now?
Hold on, I'll tell you, man. Okay, so I'm gonna rebuttal.
1 second. Hold on. Almost. Let me get your time refreshed. I want to make sure everything's right for you. And you are the affirmative. Are you ready to go? Time starts when you start.
Okay, so again, if y'all remove all of his ad homs and ad hocs that he threw in there, all it was denial. Denial, like I told y'all in the beginning. That's what they're gonna do, is deny. So again, I showed you that he has no religious tolerance. He wants to dictate and controls everybody else's ideology about God. There it is. This is the same type of stuff that the Catholics did. This is the same things that the Muslims did. Run around killing people because they didn't believe in concept of God. Anyway, he said some pretty interesting things. If y'all go rewind it back, notice how many times he said, "Your God, your creator, your God, your creator." That's total contradiction of what he's saying. When he's saying God ain't light, but he keep calling my God, my creator, right? So yeah, you're agreeing with me that my God is light. Every single time you say your God, your creator, oh, look what your God can't do. Okay. You're still agreeing that my God is light. Okay, so that's funny. Another thing he said, which was also really funny to me, was the fact that he says he's going to give you an alternative, and he decided to go to the atmosphere, right? Let me share my screen real quick. Let me show my screen. Look, these are real rebuttals. This not just ad hom and ad hoc. These are real rebuttals, right? Okay, so atmosphere is gas. That's gas.
Hold on 1 second. Let me pause your time. Let me get your screen share. You're at 13 minutes, 28 seconds right now. Let me get your screen share. I went straight to pause the time instead of to the screen share, just in case. And as you see, we have a problem. Nothing A1 can't solve, though. There we go.
Okay, so again, the man ran to oxygen. He ran to atmosphere, and as y'all see, oxygen atom consists of a nucleus of 18 protons. That means that those are positive charge particles, and for the most common isotope, 8 neutrons. That means it got both negative and positive charges in them, and 8 negatively charged electrons. So without electromagnetism, without electromagnetism governing charge, which is holding the oxygen atom together, right? There will be no oxygen. So again, the electromagnetic force governs the behavior of fucking gases. So, I'm sorry for the cussing, but it governs the behavior of gases. So if you want to run to atmosphere and gases, go ahead. But the electromagnetic force also governs that too as well. I'm also going to go into this right here just to drive it home. What is a covalent bond? A covalent bond, right? In chemistry, a covalent bond is an interatomic linkage that results from the sharing of an electron. Right, so you can't have oxygen, you can't have water without electromagnetism, because electromagnetism governs every aspect of nature, from the subatomic particle all the way to galactic structures. This is the reason why electromagnetism is the evidence that God actually exists. It's not God. It's the evidence that God exists. We don't know all of God. We don't know everything there is to know about God. In fact, when it comes to light, we only see 0.0035% of the actual electromagnetic spectrum. Everything else is invisible to us. We have to assign values and colors to those things to even make them things even visible to us. So we don't even understand those things. We don't even understand all of energy. The man just sat here and told y'all that energy and matter. He just told y'all that light isn't permeating all of space and stuff like that. He said it's not omnipresence. Okay, let's see if he's right. Right. Let's look at this. Let's look at it. Let's see if he's right. Let's see. Okay, so this right here says the electromagnetism is the omnipresence. Is omnipresence. Now, this is him saying the opposite of what scientists are saying, right? And this is the reason why you gotta, take these charlatans with a grain of salt. It says electromagnetism is omnipresent because it is fundamental to the universe. It is fundamental to our base reality. You understand that? It's controlling. It is creating our entire reality. This is the evidence that God exists, right? It says holding matter together and manifesting in everything, from visible light to radio waves, and the Earth's magnetic field to the electrical activities of our own cells. Huh? The electrical activities of our own cells. So again, when you want to talk about God, you're talking about power and force. When you talk about power and force, you got to be referencing energy. When you're referencing energy, energy can't be destroyed. It cannot be created. It can only be transferred from one state to another. People think they can generate or create energy. Already exists within the system that we belong in. We already exist in fields of energy. We already exist in fields, the field of the earth, the field of the sun, the field of Sagittarius A, the field of our galactic clusters. So we're all within those fields. Let me keep going. Let me show you. It says
9 minutes and 30 seconds. 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Earth magnetic field, the electromagnetic spectrum dealing with all the electromagnetic waves. that God is light, and because we understand that God is light, we study electromagnetism to further understand the nature of God. It's that simple. You see, it's not conflation. It's only conflation when you have a brother trying to explain to you the concepts that we come up with, and he is building straw man arguments. Again, this comes from ScienceDirect.com. Y'all can go click on this if you want to, and it's about the electrical fields, dealing with bioelectrical fields. I told you I was going to give y'all this right here. Without electromagnetism, you would not have bioelectrical fields, which means you wouldn't have brain waves, you wouldn't have matter, you wouldn't have none of that intelligence that you're talking about. This man claims that electromagnetism doesn't have intelligence, but it does have intelligence because because when you're dealing with electromagnetism, you're dealing with order, and order is intelligence. Nobody tells electromagnetism or charge to organize matter into geometrical shapes and patterns, and to cause the things that it causes in the physical reality. No one's telling those things to do those things. They're doing it because they're inherently intelligent, because consciousness is a byproduct of all of the base reality that you see. Everything that you see is a product of this same electromagnetic energy, this same conscious energy that's everywhere. Again, again, like I said, this is the same rhetoric that we've been going over and over again for years. Some of you guys I guess he just ain't never reviewed none of our work. But I'm gonna show you guys some interesting things. He claims that it doesn't have any intelligence. Okay, well, check this out. This right here is just a experiment.
5 minute warning. 5 minute warning.
Experiment that they did. I'm showing y'all that electromagnetism or electromagnetic force actually does have intelligence. It's just that he doesn't understand what intelligence is. So right here, all they're doing is putting steel balls into some oil, and then they're putting negative and positive terminals onto the petri disk and whatnot, and you're going to see that the charge is going to start organizing the steel balls into the same things that you see in lightning, the same things that you see in cellular patterns, neurons. You're going to see the same thing. Let's check it out. Right? You see them? Look at that. That's called intelligence, my friend. That's intelligence. That's intelligence. Even though you don't recognize what intelligence is, that is intelligence. Nobody is telling those things to do what they're doing. That intelligence is coming from the field itself. That's coming from the field, brother. No one's telling it to do that, right? That's because God permeates all of the universe. Look at that, negative and positive charges. That's what motion is. That's where motion comes from. Motion is time. That's where you get time from. Without time, without motion, you wouldn't have time. Guess where motion comes from? It comes from repulsion and attraction. That's where it comes from. That's where oscillations come from. When you have oscillations up, down, left, right, that's intelligence. You just don't understand, or you don't understand intelligence because I guess you're looking for speech patterns. I guess you looking, but those are also geometrical shapes in the forms of sonic waves. So maybe you just don't understand the science. You see what I'm saying? So again, in my third round, I've been hammering you some more of these hardcore facts. Again, remember earlier when I talked to y'all about the water? Even in water, look at this. This is called easy water. In easy water, you got the
3 minute warning.
The hydrobolic surface, which is like a glass or something like that. You see it has a negative charge on the surface, but the bulk water inside of the glass is positive. And what they're saying is, if you can increase the easy water, the negatively charged water inside of this water, if you can drink this easy water, that it goes in your cells better. It turns your cells into being able to process and conduct more electrical power, which gives you more vitality. You know what I'm saying? It helps oxidate your skin. It helps oxidate your lungs and your heart and things of that nature. And this is just dealing with with electromagnetism dealing with water. You see what I'm saying? This is again, y'all can go look this up. Easy Water is dealing with negatively charged and positively charged bulk water beyond the hydrophilic surface right there. Okay, y'all, and again, y'all go look this up. You ain't got to take my word for it. Easy Water is water that has been put through this process, and that water, that electrified water, causes you to heal faster. So again, when we go back into my next round, I'm gonna get off even further into those things. I'm gonna list some of the electromagnetic properties of nature, so you can understand that electromagnetism is itself governing all of nature. My next round, I'm going to get into more fundamental things dealing with nature, like as far as volcanoes, atmospheric phenomenons, and things of that nature. All those electromagnetic processes that make life possible here on Earth. So when you're talking about God, you're talking about the thing that controls all of life. We're talking about the power, the force that controls our life. Without that power and force, we would not exist. So again, us understanding that God is light is not us trying to change your God, because your books already say these things. They already allude to these things. We're not telling you to go worship photons. In fact, we tell you not to worship anything, because we all one in light. There's nothing to worship.
And with 20 seconds, do you yield the rest of your time?
Yeah. Let's get it on, bro.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Where's that bomb, man? Turn that up one time. There we go. I can hear it now. Next round. Now, I apologize. Actually, taking the negative, responding to Laurel will be Kosmon. Are you ready, Laurel? Are you ready, Kosmon? My apologies.
Share my screen for me.
Yes, sir.
That was crazy. Now, we just heard that man admit he trying to convince us that God is light, but he turned around and said that the number one producer of light in our solar system, in our three-dimensional world, the sun, is not God. Well, he's going to have to explain, how does the production, right, of the sun become God, but the producer of your God, light, ain't God also? See, the thing he's missing is that God can't be created. It can't be made, right? If something makes your God, it's part of the creation. This is why God is light is oxymoronic. He's trying to put together two things that can't logically fit. So round two, fight. So off the bat, let's directly address the religious belief God is light. So the first thing we need to know is, what kind of statement is God is light? Per wiki source, God is light is a theological, metaphorical statement. So as we see, God is light can't even make it past Google, let alone the belief stage or theological scrutiny. And that is the whole point, ladies and gentlemen. The belief that God is light is just that, a belief, and is 100% totally subjective to a person's personal opinions and feelings. But there are a few more words we must define when disproving God is literally light, right? Per Oxford Dictionary, theology. Theology is the study of the nature or character of God and religious belief. So when religious belief and theory are systematically developed, it's called a theology. Like God is light. What about metaphor? A figure of speech, right? In which a word or phrase is applied to an object to which it is not literally applicable. Like God is light. Light and God are opposites of each other, in fact. Right? objective example of a metaphor, right, is that the young man ran fast as a cheetah. Now we know for a fact, objectively, no human can run as fast as a cheetah, but it's an accepted lie or mistruth on the account that we as civil society agreed that it is used metaphorically. So if my opponent, now listen, y'all, if my opponent uses light metaphorically like he didn't already did in any way tonight, right? Or does not show literal light doing the work of a creator in real time, then I need you to know and understand that he's already admitted defeat. What about subjective? Because he was totally getting this wrong. Him and his homeboy. The Nagas need some research, because subjective mean is based on a person's or based on or influenced by a person's personal feelings, taste, or opinions. Objective is just the opposite. It's not influenced on personal feelings or opinions in considering or representing facts. And that, intelligent people, is the problem, because all night you done heard this man subjectively regurgitate his opinion that God is somehow light, and yet he ain't been able to objectively or scientifically prove God is light. But let's show firstly, though, that scientifically this brother ain't got a leg to stand on. Remember that God is light is a theological metaphor. Well, guess what, Managa? Guess what can't be proved by science? That's right, a theological metaphor from biologos, faith, science, and metaphors, And it says, no, a theological metaphor cannot be proven by science, because science deals with the natural measurable world, while metaphors are symbolic expressions of faith and belief. That's what we hitting at, right? It's a belief. If you just admitted that it was subjective, you wouldn't be getting beat up right now. See, they fall out, your subjective beliefs fall outside of the scope of scientific inquiry. And as a matter of fact, real scientists, right? He ain't show you no names, right? But real scientists say dudes like you are messing up the church's money. Source, Church Life Journal, Scientific mythology threatens both religion and science. This is from Christopher Clemens, by the way, who is an astrophysicist and a Christian, right? And he says, when addressing theological metaphorical statements like, is God light, being pushed as true science, he, Clemens, quotes well-known astronomer and physicist Neil deGrasse Tyson and states, one would think that in our modern and intelligent culture, people would be immune to believing falsehoods, that are easily testable, like God is light. But we are not. That's
9 minutes and 20.
So just like any religion, and this is the whole point of the debate, you got a subjective belief no different than any religion, yet you're trying to badmouth religions and then turn it around and try to say we're being religiously intolerant. We ain't here for that. And no, you can't have it both ways. So just like any religion, believing people are unknowingly and unwillingly duped into a theological belief because of the pretty scientific wrapping. But remember, it's all on account of these fake groovy gurus pushing ideologies that they can't prove. And that's another point we must quickly address. These brother and this brother, right, is up here touting this God is like metaphor like it's theirs, like they made this up, ignorantly unaware that they're just regurgitating another man's work, no pause, and then just simply adding on the definition of light. How lazy is that? But what makes this whole God is like belief a mind-numbing pit of cognitive dissonance is that the first person to definitively expound on the God is like topic, he knew that the statement was a metaphor also. Ask these Negroes, do they know who this is? Ask these Negroes, do they know who this is? Right? Do you know who that is? No, they don't know who that is, right? That's John Calvin, the French theologian and Protestant reformer, right? It's John Calvin who brought this topic to the masses initially. But what does the man who proffered the God is light belief have to say about it? And I quote that the best symbol, we have for God is light, and that the best metaphor, the word light. But here go a double Hadouken, because metaphor and symbol are synonyms. See, God is light is nothing more than a metaphor, allegory, a symbol. And even John Calvin knew y'all was some cap-ass niggas. See, what's even more tragic is that you're uncritically spouting theological belief that theology as a whole doesn't even believe in. Not one single theologian or Bible scholar in the world, Craig, believes that God is literally light. So when we ask the question, is there a theological consensus that that God is not light, right? The answer is, right? Source. Yes, there is a theological consensus across major religious traditions that God is not literally physical light, but described using light as a metaphor. But we can't forget about the most important part of this cognitive dissonant equation, which is God, right? From the Oxford Dictionary, God. What is God? It says God is a superhuman being or a spirit worshipped as having power over nature or human fortunes, a deity. Notice it don't say nothing about light. Proven definitively that God is not light, but a spirit, and being that light interacts with the physical world and spirits are not part of the physical world. Source, Spiritual Beings Wiki from spiritualbeings.com. Spirits are not tied to the physical world and may only appear in a non-corporeal form, meaning they cannot physically interact with the world. So this literally disqualifies his God, light, or disqualifies God from being light, being that light objectively interacts with the physical world and God doesn't. Hadouken! So I asked this brother, right? How does he define God? And as he just regurgitated again, as power. He ignorantly didn't know that God can't just be power or a power. It must be the source of all power, as proven in the definition, a spirit worshipped as having power. So I asked him which power, and he stated electromagnetism. So I asked him, why did he choose the weakest of all four fundamental forces to be his God?
4 minutes, 30 seconds.
Of course, he ducked the question. And all I got was the scientific shovel. But the problem is he didn't know, just like he admitted in this previous round, that there was more than one fundamental force or power in creation. Because if you did know that there was more than one, why would you only choose one? See, also, right, what he doesn't know when he foolishly admits that his God is electromagnetism, he's admitting that his God is weak in the presence of other gods, right? These are the four fundamental forces: gravity, strong force, weak force, and electromagnetism. And since he's trying to convince the people that electromagnetism is God, well, then these other forces must be God too. And since you believe God is the creator, well, here are three other gods that exist without and even create and dominate your false idealized deity. Even gravity, considered the weakest of the fundamental forces on the small scale, warps, bends, and alters the path of your false god of electromagnetism. But remember, theology is the study of the nature of God, and one major agreed upon characteristic of God, or the nature of God, is omnipotence. And not only is electromagnetism not omnipotent, your God gets dominated by the strong nuclear force. So per the Department of Energy, no, electromagnetism is not omnipotent. While it is one of the four fundamental forces of nature and is extremely powerful, it has distinct limitations. Guess what God can't have? Limitations, right? And your God is weaker than a strong nuclear force. Let that sink in. The strong nuclear force is approximately 100 times stronger than the electromagnetic force is, huh? So tell your God, tell your God, right? Tell your God that I said come up off that porch and fight back. He getting his lunch money took by strong nuclear force. So that begs me to ask the question, right? Right? Why is this brother up here desperately trying to convince us that science can somehow prove the theological metaphor God is light? Why is he trying to convince us of this? Right? When science says, per howitworks.com, that science is fundamentally limited in its ability to prove or debunk theological metaphors. I told y'all it's oxymoronic. Science is fundamentally limited in its ability to prove or debunk theological metaphors. Why? Because they exist in separate domains of inquiry. And now, what have we learned this round, right? That one, God is light is not literal and is a theological metaphor, a symbol or allegory for God's nature or its character.
60 seconds.
That there is a scientific and theological consensus that God is not literally light and that you can't use science to prove or debunk a theological metaphor. Why? Because theology and science are two divergent fields of study. 3, what did we learn? That real theologians like John Calvin, the first to expound on the metaphor of God as light, and astrophysicists like Neil deGrasse Tyson expounded on the God of light as a metaphor and not real in fact. Mr. Tyson goes on to even say you're a fool if you uncritically believe statements like God is somehow light. And 4, that these new niggas is regurgitating old ideologies to more new niggas. Remember, the person I'm debating tonight is a child in spirit and mind and was still a K through 12 student in the 2000s. So trust me, we know you don't have the experience or spiritual acumen to actually definitively your subjective theological belief.
There we go, folks. Another amazing another amazing second round by both of these gentlemen. They're over here cooking. If you see, tell the Food Network we coming. Forget Roku. I'm joking. Let me go ahead and hit that one time. Don't mind me. I got that Seinfeld humor. We're about to get into the next round. Before we do that, we'll go to a word from our sponsors and what brought us all here.
These are not just speakers. These are thinkers, forged in fire. Warriors of words stepping into destiny. Welcome to the Coliseum of arguments, where logic clashes with conviction and ideas spill like blood in the sand. 16 times seeking truth, they fight for it every week. This is only the
prize for this tournament. The winner of each round will be receiving $50 on the way to the finals. This is the tournament of the year, folks. This is one you're not going to want to miss. And back to these gentlemen. We just finished the second round. Let me go ahead and restart that timer for you. Okay, we've got a fresh timer with the affirmative, a new Kakerat.
Yeah, so again, with the ad homs and the ad hoc, constant ad homs and ad hoc, the one thing you haven't heard this man tell you what God actually is. He hasn't told you what God actually is. Have you also noticed what he hasn't done? He hasn't invoked his own God. His own creator God, he has not invoked him, which is so strange with somebody who believes in a waspy. You believe in a waspy, like that's your thing. And like you're sitting here saying that we're bashing other religions when we haven't bashed not one. In fact, we keep saying it's the great unifier. We even keep saying light is where spirituality and science converge. We never said physics is theology. We never said that. We never said theology is physics. We never said that. So these are all straw man arguments, and these are assertions made by my opponent. Now, again, like I said, it's really strange that this man, who is an Owaspy believer, didn't even bring up his God. You know, that's really disheartening. I mean, I'm pretty sure Jehovah is really feeling some type of way that you had this debate this whole time and you didn't bring his name up not one time. You didn't even allude to him not one time. All you did was sit here and just deny. Then you brought up scientists who don't work or don't do no type of work about God, and you brought up their opinions as if their opinions matter, which they don't. You bring up scholars and Bible scholars and theologians as if their opinions matter. They are the reasons why the whole world is in chaos and spiritual darkness. So why would anybody be listening to them? They're the ones who remixed the books in the first place. So with that being said, let me share my screen because it's just funny. Let's see. Let me find where I put it. I think I put it right.
I'll pause your time right now.
Pause me up real quick.
And you're at 12 minutes and 48 seconds.
All right, hold on.
Remaining.
No, not that one. Legal. Not that one. Okay. All right. Let's go here. All right. Where we at? There we go. Present. Start my time, bro.
And time starts when you start.
Okay, so like I said, he didn't bring up his God because I guess he's ashamed of him, or he just didn't think he was his God was going to measure up, which I don't understand why he wouldn't bring his own God up.
Actually, to define God before he took a debate.
Can you show some decorum?
Sir, hold up. Let me pause his time.
Judges, I hope y'all know that.
I'm going to need you to mute up Kosmon if you can.
Yeah, that's right.
I apologize about that. My mic was open. I didn't know. I apologize.
You don't have to apologize, brother.
No worries, Kosmon. We know it was accident. 12:28 on your time. I knew. Time starts when you start.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. You can keep it going, baby. Okay, so again, like he didn't bring up his own God. Man, Jehovah must be lonely. He must be lonely when you know what? Let's click our heels together and clap and say we believe in Jehovah. Okay, let's look at it. It says in the spiritual text of a waspy, right? Because that's your belief, that's your religion. I don't have a religion. This is your religion. You said I was bashing and beating up people's religions and trying to convert them and all that. Like, no, I'm not. This is your stuff, brother. It says in the spiritual text of a waspy, the supreme being is primarily called Jehovah. Other spiritual names for the creator includes the all light. Isn't all absolute? Doesn't all mean everything, all things at once? So if Jehovah is the all light, that would have to include physical light as well, because all is absolute, brother. And this is the problem when you use absolutes in religious texts. It says the highest light. That's his other name, the highest light. I rolled up on a Honda. Huh? This your religion. This your book. This your God. Right, but you saying
I had to give it to him. That was actually funny.
It's a lie. Is it a lie? Is your book a lie? Because your book is saying that the creator is the all light, the highest light, the great spirit. Look at what they call Eloe, the I am, the Om. Let's go. Let's just go into it. Let's dive deeper off into it. Let's just see where it goes. Right? Let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. It says, according to the WASP, the creator is both masculine and feminine. So he's an androgynous God. He has both masculine and feminine parts, I guess. It says Om is one of the name. Om is one of the names used to refer to the feminine mother aspect. The aspect, right? These are attributes, right? Because he says attributes don't mean you to think. It don't mean you to think. It's just an attribute, right? And I'm gonna get off into attributes later, right? It says the other reference includes all person, right? They talking about Jehovah, the all person. So now your God is an anthropomorphic person. It's a person. Okay, now you know what? That's cool. It says the unseen and the ever present. The ever present. That sound like light again. And I know they're not talking about electromagnetic. The all light, the highest light. God and Lord of titles and blah blah blah. Creator is all the blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? We could keep going on and on.
9-minute warning.
Okay, so let me put another heat-seeking missile up for you. Okay, so earlier y'all heard this man blab on about those are.
Hey, hold up. Let me pause your time. Let me get your screen right, sir.
All right.
And time starts when you start.
Okay, so y'all heard him sit here and gish gallop y'all, right? And told y'all that an attribute don't mean it's the thing. It's an attribute. It's just an attribute. It's just an attribute. It's something minuscule. Don't worry about that. It's just an attribute. But let's find out what an attribute is, because he's saying it's not the thing, right? It says a quality, character, or characteristic ascribed to someone or something. It says an object closely associated with or belonging to a specific person or thing. Belonging to a specific person or thing. And it says, so when you get to talking about attributes, I'm going to click on here's some synonyms right here. Characteristics, features, traits, attributions, qualities, ascribe, credit. I could keep going on and on about what attribute is, brother. You don't understand what the word attribute means. Okay, so I'm gonna get this thought experiment to the audience, right? Is my voice an attribute of me? Is my voice really me? Is this really me talking? Right? Is my voice an attribute of me? What about my skin? Is my skin an attribute of me? Can I say that my skin is not me? If I pinch my skin, I don't feel that, right? I don't feel that because it's not me, right? It's not part of me, right? What about your smell, your aroma? Is that part of you? Is that coming from you? Does that belong to you? Is that an attribute of you? So when we talk about attributes, we're talking about specific qualities or characteristics of a thing. So when we look for God, we're looking for the attributes of God, which are the omni attributes. We don't look for the human-based ones like truth, justice, peace. All of that stuff is human-based stuff. Humans looking for peace. Humans looking for trust. Humans looking for love. That stuff humans looking for. That's not something an all-powerful being, all-knowing being would be striving for, right? So again, when he try to put y'all in this mind frame that somehow he's different or better than God is light is electromagnetism. I mean, he's just pulling a wool over your eyes. Check this out. So this is his man's. This is his man's right here. John Balu. This is his man's. This is his man's, the one who created a WASP. He the one who created a WASP, bro. This white man with the mud chops on his cheeks, with the alkaline nose and the Neanderthal brow. That man right there was the one that created it. Let's read a little bit about it. It says an American dentist. He was a dentist, my friend. He was a dentist. Your prophet was a dentist, my friend. It says dentist named John Balu, right? Newball, became the founder of a new religion when he brought out a healthy volume of a WASP of 875 pages in the 2010 edition. He produced it. He said through the process of automatic writing. Automatic writing is so interesting. Let's find out
4
what
minutes, 50 seconds.
It says he would sit down at his typewriter daily without his mind directing his hand, and he would simply type. And the spirits from unseen realms, the spooky spirits from unseen realms controlled his fingers to produce the manuscript he published in 1882. Ain't that something, bro? You got spirits, not spirit, not the spirit, spirits, multiple. The dude he having walk-in multiple personality conflicts, huh? This your man's though, right? This your man's, son. And why you ain't bring him up? Why you didn't bring up your man? This is the dude that created your whole religion. He the one who remixed the Bible and all that stuff and gave y'all all that stuff. It was him. Why you didn't bring up your God? Why you didn't bring up Jehovah? Let's go back to Jehovah because I know y'all like craving for more Jehovah. But before we go into Jehovah, let's look into this, right? What is automatic writing? Automatic writing is a technique that's produced written text without conscious control, used in spiritualism to communicate with spirits, and in psychology or art to tap into the subconscious mind. It involves writing or typing whatever comes to mind with the goal of bypassing the inner critic and allowing raw thought or messages to flow onto the page without judgment. This process can be practiced through methods like free writing, channeling a spirit guide, or using a device like the Ouija board. Huh? Bruh, spiritual or psychic automatic writings, bro. Like I could keep going on, and you want to talk about French? You want to talk about pseudo? You want to talk about God is light is fake and fictitious when your man's is doing automatic writing with unknown spirits? When your God in your own book is called the All Light? When this is your God, the All Light.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
You're dead. You're dead. Why you didn't bring up your own God? Why you sitting here trying to bash on Naga's understanding, not our God, but our understanding, because we don't have a religion. We don't have a religion. We didn't tell you to worship nothing. We didn't tell you to pray to nothing. There's nothing to pray to. There's nothing to worship when you're one in light. When you are one with the Creator, there's nothing to worship. There's no vanity here, brother. I'm not telling you to stop praising your Jehovah God who's masculine and feminine at the same time. I'm not telling you to get rid of your anthropomorphic God. I'm just simply telling you, hey, study light because you can understand the nature of God, because electromagnetism is the evidence that God exists. That's all we're saying, brother. We're not telling you that this is a scientific principle. We're not saying that to you, but we are telling you that electromagnetism, light being electromagnetism, is a scientific principle. And because of that, you can learn much about nature and the universe and the base reality that we live in. You know what I'm saying? So to bring everything to a close, brother, you know what I'm saying? You ought to try to employ some religious tolerance towards other people and their beliefs, and not try to step on people just because you got a white man who automatic writes with spirits and he wrote a remix to the book that was already in existence before him. Everybody ain't got that. Everybody don't have that. My understanding is that God is light and light heals. I understand the light heals, and we all know that. We all know that if you die right now, they'll use a defibrillator on you. They're not going to go get a waspy book. They're not going to get a Bible. They're not going to get a Quran or Torah. They're going to shock you with a few thousand volts. And if your electric body hasn't strayed too far away from your physical body, the electromagnetic energy will attract that energy back into the host. So again, like I said, you can keep saying that God ain't light, but in the end of the day, you can't dictate what God is to other people.
20
you can
seconds.
only dictate what God is to yourself, brother. So I'm ready for this question and answer round. All right.
And with that, Laurel closes his third round. Next, taking the negative will be Kosmon Cal. Are you ready, sir?
Yeah, my bad.
Take your time.
I'm ready. Go ahead and share the screen real quick.
Okay, let me get the screen shared. Let me get the time refreshed.
Right, 1 second, y'all. Let me get situated. All right. Now,
time starts when you start.
This is round 3. Fight. Now, this is the part of the debate where we start to directly address not only the religious hypocrisy, but also his level of spiritual knowledge. This brother has been electromagnetizing everybody all night, huh? And yet he still hasn't been able to shine any light on his God. This brother's theological metaphors cause him to uncritically confuse God with the creator. Religious indoctrination has dumbed him down to the point that he couldn't come up with his own original idea about God without a little sky daddy theology. Let me expose his indoctrination real quick, brother. Brother, who told you that you were supposed to praise a God? Let me guess. Was it God? My brother, you've been duped. Religion has taught you to praise a God outside of yourself, when in fact, you're not supposed to praise God. You're supposed to become one. And see, this is why I didn't use Owashi, huh? Knew he was going to try to go to that low vibratory race stuff and all that, right? But now, right, we're going to prove that he don't even know what a God is. Owaspi, right? You're not supposed to praise a God. You're supposed to become one. Book of Inspiration. But because I made man with the capacity to receive inspiration from all things, he manifests both good and evil. You wanted to know where my creator is. See, the first thing is he made a mistake, y'all. He debated me without even asking me to define God. Yet he took a debate on God. Hold that L, right? So now we don't have a God. We praise the God maker. There's a difference, right? Man manifests both good and evil according to his birth and surroundings. So is man good or bad? But nevertheless, I, the creator, created man with the capacity to comprehend this also. So I designed him from the start to work his way up to the Godhood, He designed him from the start to work his way up to the Godhead, understanding all below him. Precept upon precept, correct? Book of Judgment. Neither shall you judge yourself by any God, Lord, or Savior, or other idol, nor by any man or woman. For you yourselves stand second to Creator in your attributes. It is your responsibility. Hold on. It is your responsibility to make a God of yourself in your, how you do it, Kosmon? In your behavior and in your words and in your deeds. Hadouken. So how, think about this. How is this dude going to tell us what a God isn't when he don't know what a God is? See, now that I've shot holes in your entire subjective belief with objective facts, now it's time to turn your theological metaphor into a parking lot. Because God is light. It's nothing but idol worship. Book of Sipah, right? AA 34. This is the wise man speaking to the initiate. The wise man asks, what is an idol? Huh? The initiate answers, anything having form and figure that is worshipped, like light. So hold on. Let me punch his God real quick. See, yes, light can have form and figure. As researchers have developed new quantum theories and techniques to visualize the shape of a single photon, the fundamental particle of light. So FYI, right? Just quick information for y'all, spiritual information. There are two ways to prove if you hold on, mute your mic. There are two quick ways to prove to yourself if you
Hold
are.
on. I'll pause the time at 10 minutes and 50 seconds. So you need to redo that last sentence that I cut you off on. I'm not sure if that was your mic, Laurel's mic. I know it wasn't mine. I got something in the toaster going off. But that ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Can we tighten that up and go ahead and redo that last line? And time starts when you start.
All right. So, FYI, y'all, little spiritual FYI. There are two quick ways to prove to yourself if you're serving a false God, right? One, if your God has ever asked for prayer, he's false. And two, if your God has ever been seen for any reason, your God is false, right? So my question is now, has anybody ever seen light? Huh? Hold that. See, wise man asks, who is God? It is a spirit believed by people in darkness, right? God is a spirit believed by people in darkness to be the very creator of all things. Now pay attention, chat. His entire premise in this debate is to try to convince us that his God is the creator. Huh? Correct? This is why you need discernment, and this is why you don't trust these Negroes. So the whole fact that he thinks God creates anything shows that you're one of the people in darkness and ignorance also. See, God is not light. He didn't ask me to define it, but I'm going to define it now. God is a one-time living, breathing man that was birthed from the womb of a woman who died on earth and then was schooled in the heavens to a rank, a position, a earned title called God. Per the Owaspi glossary, God is also one who is sufficiently wise to rule over a planet and its heavens or its atmosphere. See, y'all remember that old saying, right? That they tried to bury us, but they forgot that we were seeds. Y'all remember that old saying? Well, now you know exactly what you grow into. God. I'm sure that you've heard enough conjecture and scientific mumbo jumbo to last you a lifetime. But why won't this Negro just let God speak for himself? Why you ain't let your God speak? Oh, that's right, right? Because I got the only book in the world, Craig, where God purports to speak for himself. Book of Discipline. Oh, I speak. Hear the words of your God, oh man. I am your brother. Uh-oh. Not that I'm your father. I am your brother, risen from mortality, which means I died, to a holy place in heaven, prophet in my wisdom and admonished by my love. So God ain't even the creator. Watch this. For as I am your elder brother. This is God speaking, right? For as I am your elder brother, right? So shall it be with you. Remember, you don't praise God, you become it, right? So shall it be with you. The only book in the world God is speaking, telling you the who, what, when, where, and what, and why of God. He's telling you, I am not your father. I am your brother. And the same thing that I got, so shall it be with you. To rise also in time to come, to look back to mortals and call them to the exalted heavens of the Almighty. God is calling somebody else Almighty. Who? To Creator. All adoration and glory forever. Amen. Even God praises Creator. Look what he says. All life, all motion, all power, which includes your God, right? Electromagnetism and things seen and unseen. This is your positive and your negative, your male and your female. He thought that the creator of the universe actually had testes and a set of breasts. Shows you the level of person that I'm actually debating. All life, all motion, all power, and things seen and unseen are by and through him. But let me hit this Naga's God again. Because can electromagnetism exist without motion? No. Electromagnetism, in its full sense, requires motion. So even your God needs the creator. And look, neither is there an angel in heaven so high nor sufficiently wise to comprehend the creator in his entirety, nor to see him as you see your fellow man. Remember, if your God can be seen, your God is an idol. So again, I ask, has anybody ever seen light? Now dig this, because this is where it's about to get real bad for you. You call for this, Owasp. You ask for it, right? Because you don't know what a God is. Watch this. Hear your God, oh man, and distinguish. That means be able to tell the difference. Then that the two, who, God and creator, are not the same one. But this is the dope part about learning that God ain't the creator, because you get to learn what God is. Remember, this is God speaking, true God. He says, nor is God, me, your God, more than what you shall be in time to come. See, he keep lying and trying to convince y'all that I'm saying that God don't exist. No, I'm saying God is not the creator of sun, moon, and stars. I'm saying God is a part of the creation also. And this is exactly why we don't praise God. This is exactly why we don't praise God. We praise the God maker. And as a kingdom on earth has a king, and the king is nevertheless immortal, so in like manner is the heavenly place of your God a kingdom of angels, and chief over them is God and angel also. But watch this. This is God speaking. Therefore, I am like any other spirit of the dead. I'm just like grandma. I'm just like Big Daddy. I'm just like Uncle Jethro, a one-time living, breathing man on earth who died, right? But back then, I am even as you are in this day. And that's a headshot, with the major point being proven that God and the creator are not the same entity, right? So in fact, right, this brother is wrong twice in one ignorant statement, because neither God nor light are the creator. God and light are both part of the creation. But to really kill all that God talk once and for all, watch what this Naga don't know, right, is that light can't be God today. Because there ain't no God today. What you talk about, Kosmon? Don't you come over here with that blasphemy, Kosmon? As revealed by Owaspi, we don't have a God today. We got a goddess, y'all. Let that sink in, sisters. He trying to tell you it's God. He didn't know it. It ain't no God today. Her name is Shesivi, and she's actually the second goddess in Earth's last 6,000 years to rule over the heavens of the earth. This is why God can't answer. This is why his God can't answer any prayers, because there ain't one there. And for context, watch this, y'all. The year is 1848 to 1881, at the beginning of the new arc cycle Kosmon, commonly called the information era, right? Who do we see headed for Earth? OISP. Book of S, or the book of spirit. Behold, my Etherian ambassadress, Shesivi Antithotis, comes in a sea of fire. The ship, that's some old light too. The ship of the Etherian goddess was seen descending from the higher heavens, coming as an open ring to embrace the whole earth. But not only is she the true goddess of earth, but like any good mother, she even made sure that the ships of the former God, right, took God and his host back to where they were came from, right? So in a sense, she called God a spiritual Uber. Let that sink in a second, S, right? S said, or Spirit said, God, Creator's Son. God is the Creator's Son.
2 minutes.
Was relieved of his arduous toils over the earth, and his ambassadress, right, in her heavens, and his successor, Shesivi, and the lords were duly crowned. And then the chieftainess, Shesivi, and the high gods and goddesses from the Etherian heavens prepare for the marriage of the bridegrooms and bridegrooms of Jehovah. Now watch. The bridegrooms were conducted into the Avalanza. Now Avalanza is a ship, of which there were 11 in number. And then the Etherian host went in, and those who had brought forth the birth of Kosmon. And after them, God and his lords and high officers embarked. And after that, the chieftainess, Shesivi, gave the signal for ascent. And the avalanches roll above the pillars of fire, above the throne of God, higher and higher, the ships of the host of Creator turn and rose. So take notice, in the prior verse, God just left earth. Let that sink in. To further prove the possibility of God being light, I offer the timetables of prophecy, right? If you look down here, right, when you got a real creator, he teaches you how to tell time, right? His son God ain't do that. Now watch this. The first arc cycle, and the arc cycle is roughly a 3,000 year span of time. We are, right? And every arc cycle has a name and a God who runs it, right? And look, we are right here in the 25th arc cycle, or the year 72-177 after the creation of upright thinking man, right? Called Kosmon, right? And look who is the who is over the earth. It's a goddess, Shesivi Antithotis, right? Not a god. So quick question. Has the God of light taught them how to tell time? If not, why not? Showing that literally it's impossible for any God to be light in 2025. Why? Because there are no ruling male gods. Only a goddess.
Time's up.
Oh, let me get that time back. He took the other one. Now remember, y'all, in the debate, it's not really about what you know, it's about what you can show.
I'm not sure what time you're talking about.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead. We can end it right there. Okay. Right.
I want to be fair. I want to be fair.
Salute everybody.
That was the end of the third round. Salute to you, gentlemen. 3 15-minute rounds. Man, let's drop another bomb for that one and give y'all a round of applause on that. These two gentlemen for stepping into the Coliseum of arguments. Only the brave speak here. Now we have the question and answer round, but before we get into that, let's go to a word from our sponsors.
Every dollar helps. In every debate, there's power, passion, and purpose. Titans Debate League isn't just a pod or herd, but to keep this arena, you're not just supporting us, you're standing tall. So if you've ever got today, together let's keep this debate.
Shout out to Titan family. You know, even if it's only 50 cents, $1, everything is appreciated. It's going to help lighten the load, make sure these gentlemen have a productive night that pays. You feel me? Y'all been doing this for free for way too long, and I'm here to end. And y'all know what it is. God is light. Light is electromagnetism.
Is it?
Taking the affirmative will be still Anu Kakerat. Are you ready, Anu?
Oh yeah. So what we doing? We're doing the question and answer, right?
Yes, sir. Let me reset the time clock to 5 minutes. Okay, we're going to be going. You take the affirmative. So you start. Right. You have 5 questions. He has 60 seconds.
He couldn't count up and put his hands up or what?
Oh yeah, it was cameras on, hands up. Oh man, I forgot about that. Hey, shout out to you gentlemen for agreeing to that at the face-off. Are you ready, Kosmon? Let me add you 2 gentlemen to the screen. Boom, we can see these 2 gentlemen. Okay. They not playing no games. You see it here first, folks, at the Coliseum of Arguments. Hands up. I almost wanted to say hands up, guns down, because I have a little boxing league, and I see that's actually a little popular term. Hands up. Cameras on, hands up. Let's get it. I knew. You ready?
Oh yeah. So, like I said, we define God as power and force. You know what I'm saying? Power and force is energy. So, in 3 words, can you explain in 3 words? Listen to the question. In 3 words, can you explain what force is?
Okay. 3 words. Can you explain what force is?
Hands up.
When you start
Hands
your
up.
words.
3 words.
Hands up.
3 words to explain what force is.
3 words.
I'm muting you out. I knew until his time is up.
Now you saying to define force in 3 words?
No. You're not gonna question me, brother. You're gonna answer.
No. I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm not answering no question.
Hold up. I'm pausing the time. It's 30 seconds.
No,
I almost feel like if you need to,
if you're not gonna ask me questions.
If you need the question repeated, please address me. Once you
can you repeat the question?
Yes, sir. Once you ask your question, I knew I'm going to mute your mic so that way he has 60 seconds. If he fails, flops, any of that, this isn't what you've seen on a few other debate leagues where they do get some time to talk over each other, just because this is what you guys ironed out before. I just want to try to keep it tight, keep it uniform, keep everything looking right. So with 31 seconds left, the question was, you name 3 things to, I knew, was it describe force? Go ahead, ask it again.
In 3 words, describe force.
And when you start your time, start.
Yep. In 3 words, describe force. The power used in motion. Power, right? What it takes, use, right? It's use and motion. I would describe force as those things in 3 words.
And with 11 seconds left, that's the first question.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, are you ready with your second question?
I want to point out to everybody that is incorrect. Force is mass times acceleration. So, like I said, God is like light is electromagnetism. When we talk about God, we're talking about energy. So, when we talk about energy and the reference of spirit, right? How do you define spirit as it relates to energy?
They don't. They're incongruent of each other. You can't prove spirit is energy or energy is spirit, right? That is a subjective belief, right? There is no proving that energy is spirit, right? Because we can produce energy mechanically, but it doesn't produce a spirit. Maybe an electromagnetic field, but neither that is spirit, and God is a spirit, right? Yeah. So it can't be light. Go ahead.
And with 22 seconds left, he yields his time.
So
that was question number 2. I knew. Again, are you ready with question number 3?
Yeah. So again, like you said, y'all heard what he just said. So if you're saying that your man's who wrote the Owaspy Bible has spirits, multiple spirits, enter in him and had control over his body, right, in this book, why didn't one spirit inhabit his body to have him write that book? If the book is supposed to be about the unification and the oneness of God, why would the great spirit, why would the all light, right, why would it allow malevolent spirits to control this man and remix the Bible?
First of all, that's a contradiction to actually what the text actually says. And another thing Owaspy says that if one angel comes to you and tells you anything, that's a way to prove that it's false, right? The angels of the Creator move like armies. They're never by themselves. They act almost like ants. They move. So if one being came and took over your body, that means it's demonic. And then it doesn't say that a spirit took over his body. He said he was looking around. Hold on. He said he was looking around, watching, but his hands was going. And listen, this is so common. This has been done thousands of times. It's even in religious texts. Daniel 5, it said that, you dig what I'm talking about? A spiritual hand just came out of the wall and wrote on the wall. This is spirit writing, right? This is not spooky. It's just spiritual.
And that's time. That is
So
time. That is time. Question number 4.
Okay, right. So because we define God as power and force, right? Can you explain to us in 3 words what power is?
In 3 words, what power is?
How would I know that
Right. Okay. In a smooth way of it just explaining power to you, and I would just do it. I'm gonna do it in less than 3 words. I'm gonna do it in 3 symbols, right? E equals MC squared. There you go. That question number 5.
Well, I mean, you gave me E equals MC squared when I
knew. Let's keep it tight and uniform. Okay, no response.
Yeah,
just for the judges.
Okay. My final question. It's a 2-part question. When you hear the word all, do you understand all is absolute? And is Jehovah the all light?
Well, I find no because
he would have to be, right? Because he is the creator of all light. As a matter of fact, in Owaspy, he says he is all was, all is, all shall ever be. But he's not light. He is the source of all light. In Owaspy, they called the creator Ormaz, or the master of light. Not that he is light. Light is a creation that depends on motion to exist, right? The creator can't depend on anything, but your God of light does. You dig what I'm saying? So this alone proves that you don't have a concept of a creator that actually makes sense and jives with what we see in nature, right? You ain't showed us light objectively creating nothing all night. And with that, we done. Okay.
That is question number 5. That is time. He yields his time with 2 seconds.
Right.
Are you ready for your 5 questions?
Yeah. Are you ready, bro?
Before I go with a 60-second word from our sponsors, let everybody know the tournament that brought us all here and, made me create this page.
Forged in fire, minds fight for redemption, ready to fall or the Coliseum of arguments. Only the
Yes, we have face-off scheduled this month. I'm going to go ahead and post the calendar. The page on the YouTube, you can go ahead, the scoring system. We're also about to slap opponent again for stepping into the Coliseum and being brave and do what many are scared to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do what these 2 gentlemen have just done tonight. And so you 2 back on the screen here. It is on Kosmon Cal for his 5 questions. Kosmon, are you ready?
All right. Okay.
Hold up. Sorry, I'm moving too fast. Let me refresh the time, and then let me also bring that back up for the people at home. If I'm making any mistakes, somebody help. I'm not perfect. I'm running a lot of stuff at one time. Sadiq.
No, you good, family. You good. Take your time.
Appreciate you. Sadiq, we're going to have to get you some admin status. I know I did one mistake tonight, and I'm already beating myself up about it, but appreciate you, gentlemen.
No, you good.
Decorum and
it happens, man.
Hold on. Where's my screen at? Okay, it's already shared. So add to stage. There's something else sharing. Remove. Add. Here we go. Okay. Anu Kakerat has 60 seconds to respond to each of your questions. Kosmon, you have 5 questions, and time starts when actually Anu starts responding. So go ahead.
All right. You were crying earlier about how people should have religious tolerance, right? So are you ready to admit that you practice a religious belief no more or less subjective than any Abrahamic faith?
No.
Do you need the other 54 seconds that are counting down?
No, he asked me a close-ended question. It was a yes or no question.
Okay, so do you want to?
He said he said he's asking for religious tolerance, but he don't practice a religion.
Let's keep it tight in
Theologically,
Kosmon, I cut him off when he tried to overlap and do that to you. And I just in the effort of keeping it fair, I have to do the same for you.
All right. Theologically, right? Second question. Theologically, God has certain attributes, right? And one of those attributes is that God must be omnipotent or all power. Can you prove that electromagnetism is all power?
Yes.
Prove that there's no other powers but electromagnetism. Go ahead.
Well, we're not doing presentations right now, brother. We only asking questions and answering questions.
Okay. All right.
So do you yield the rest of your time?
He yield his
I got
time.
it, Kosmon. I got it. Do you yield the rest of your time, Leroy?
Well, he asked a close-ended question. It was a yes or no question. So I gave him a yes or no answer.
Yes, sir.
That's cool. That's fine.
I knew Kakerat yields the rest of his time.
Yeah.
Question number 3. It is on you, Kosmon, and you have the floor.
Okay. Third question. Does your God of electromagnetism have limitations? And if so, what are they?
No, limitations are man's limitations. We don't know the full extent and power of the electromagnetic force.
You done?
And pause at 50 seconds. Do you yield the rest of your time?
Yeah, it was a simple question. I answered it.
Simple question. Okay. And we're going to the next one. Question number. What number of question is this?
4.
This is question number 4. New. Because I forgot, so I knew. Just give me a head nod if that's correct. I don't want anybody saying I cheated or faulted anybody 20 minutes from now. Okay, he nodded. We're on question number 4.
Yep.
Appreciate.
Can you show us a God who has any practiced religion ever, right? That was not anthropomorphic?
Yes.
And given our news pattern, I believe he yields the rest of his time.
He getting wet.
This is a close-ended question.
He
gave you a closing answer.
Yeah, he getting wet.
Do you need the rest of your 54 seconds? I knew to.
I'll use the rest of my time. Again, brothers and sisters, this is a comprehension problem. The brother don't understand the difference between an open-ended question and a closed-ended question. When you give a closed-ended question, you're asking for a yes or no answer. When you ask an open-ended question, you're asking for more information. Like, for instance, do you think that the creator of a WASP actually used automatic writing? And if so, can you tell us how you would do it differently? Can you show us how you would do it differently? Can you tell us how that can be done in other ways besides automatic writing? That's an open-ended question. It forces you to have to ask more. So he doesn't understand that. So maybe he needs to take another look.
Fuck is he dropping bombs for that dump? Anyways, man, he getting beat up, right? He up here complaining.
That was the end of question number 5?
No,
Oh, my apologies. I'm sorry. I dropped that bomb because I thought that was the last question. Remember,
No.
before I thought I was off. Last question. My apologies. Let me go ahead and give you a bomb right now for asking. Let's go ahead and get it.
Okay. Now, your claim is that your theological metaphor, right, that God is light, is taken from a combination of multiple religions. Well, can you show us the religion that you took your idea from that does not have an anthropomorphic God?
Can you rephrase your question?
Your claim is that, right? You claim that your theological metaphor, God is light, is taken from a combination of multiple religions, right? And theologies. Well, can you show us the religion that you took your idea of God from that has a God that is not anthropomorphic?
Okay, so again, you asked another redundant question. You said that I said that it comes from multiple religions, and then now you're asking me to show you a religion that it comes from with a specific type of God. When God is light, light is electromagnetism, comes from a collective idea. It's a unifying idea, brother. It's not subjected to one particular belief or one religious discipline. So the question is redundant because it does not come from one.
And do you yield the rest of your 18 seconds? I know.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to finish that?
No, you Gucci, cuz.
Yes, sir. That is question number 5. And now I'm going to ask the judges to disregard that last bomb that I dropped on question number 4 because it was supposed to go right here. And that is the question and answer round, folks. Shout out these two gentlemen for showing up and show. Again, this is the hottest debate of 2025 so far. Need a lot here. Were you two doing a closing?
I'll start.
And timer set at 3 or 5 minutes.
Just 3 minutes.
I knew. Sound good? I don't remember what was said about that 3-minute close.
Yeah, we ain't say.
Okay. What did I say?
Creator is undefeated.
And time starts when you start.
Listen, anybody who is real with theyself, right? Just watch me catch a body. I'll be gone to November. We proved scientifically, right? Or science proves that it can't prove God. Theology says that it can't prove God scientifically either. Right? There are two divergent fields, y'all. He's practicing a belief, right? He just won't admit it. No different than any other Abrahamic faith. And the whole point is that God is light is a subjective belief based on his feelings and personal opinion. That is the debate. That's what was shown and proved. Right? We proved that there's a theological consensus and a scientific consensus, and they don't agree on nothing. Right? But the only thing that science and theology agree upon is that God is not literally light. We showed that light is a physical phenomenon. God is a spirit. Light interacts with the physical world. God doesn't. You dig what I'm talking about? He tried to pump it up like he knew what a God was. He don't even know what a God is. He didn't know that the God and the creator are not the same thing. Remember, I showed that. Right? And then we showed double down on the higher level to show that God can't be light in 2025 because ain't no God in heaven. You ain't know that. Right? He ignorantly took a debate about God before he asked me to define God. Right? He asked for that OWASP though, and I went across his Godhead with that. You dig what I'm talking about? He talking about ad homs and all that. I didn't ad hom him at all. I said exactly what I meant and exactly what was true. They made ignorant statements from other men and lazily. They took a lazy statement like God is like that's metaphorical. If he just admitted that, I wouldn't even have nothing to say. Right? But they took the work of men like John Calvin and just like a lazy Negro always do, just add another definition of light onto the end of God and think he got something. You ain't did no work. And that's why you got worked. I want y'all to notice, right? I punched on his God, right? But why is he hollering? Uncle, stop it, Kosmon.
With that, we have the end of Kosmon Cal's debate today. Salute to him. Next, we have closing. Anu Kakerat of Team Naga. Anu, are you ready?
Yeah. So this debate is not simply about reconciling the differences between faiths. It's about addressing the deepest need of the human condition in the 21st century. The journey towards religious tolerance and the unity requires a collective commitment to human enlightenment, a process of shedding prejudice and embracing empathy. We have seen through both arguments, historically, contemporary, scientifically, theologically, that to tolerate is not enough. We must also strive to understand. This is a moral imperative, not merely a political or social one. Across the world, we see the tragic consequence of division, conflict, suffering, and profound squandering of human potential. These are not problems that can be solved with a mere policy or religion. They require fundamental shifts in our collective consciousness. The enlightenment we need is one that allows us to recognize the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, regardless of their creed. It is to recognize, or the recognition, that our shared humanity is far more significant than the doctrines that sometimes divide us. The dire need for unity is not about erasing the differences, but about building a common ground where those differences can coexist peacefully and productively. Let us lead this debate with a renewed sense of purpose. Let us commit to building bridges of understanding, to listening with open hearts, and to embracing enlightenment that comes from seeing ourselves not as isolated believers, but as members, as one family of the future of a shared world that depends on us. We are all one in light, and this light makes us from the smallest subatomic particle to the largest galactic cluster. This light, this electromagnetism that is obviously the evidence that God exists, permeates everything and all things. And it's eternal. It's forever. So I leave y'all with this. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings, salutations. And here's another one.
And with that, you have it, folks. This was legendary. You know, I appreciate you two gentlemen for showing up, and you both will be getting paid $52 within the next 24 hours, win, lose, or draw. Give my judges, I told my judges they have 48 hours to come back with the results, but as soon as the results come back, we're going to go ahead and schedule the stream. We will be having I call it the War Room. So come to the War Room. It's the after show. It's going to be here on this channel. If you two gentlemen want to come up, you know, I don't want to muddy the waters and let the people come up and give their opinions and the judges hear that. So we're going to separate those two things. And yeah, appreciate you two gentlemen. Let's go to a word from our sponsors briefly.
These are not just speakers. These are thinkers, forged in fire. Warriors of words stepping into destiny. Welcome to the Coliseum of arguments, where logic clashes with conviction and ideas spill like blood in the sand. 16 titans, 16 minds, one path to immortality. They come seeking truth.
Again, another easy dub. Easy dub. Now, I don't even know. It ain't even really been close. Right? And then you do what I'm talking about. You know, of course, they're going to try to say, well, the judges ain't came through with a final calculation yet, because mine can't just be saying that. They be hurt. You dig what I'm talking about when that BS don't hold up the scrutiny. You dig what I'm talking about? Watch this. Hold on.
There was no being upset with Google search results. I don't know why it was framed that way, but that.
Hold on. That's the wrong one. Dog is right. Hold on. Boo, 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 boo. Where is this little thing at? Because they got a poll. You got a little poll up. I don't know why my computer moving so slow. They got a little poll up. Let's look at the poll. They gonna say what to do. What did the judges say?
How many you want?
Okay, 103 votes.
How many you want?
5. 103 votes. Here go the poll. They put up a poll. Who won? You dig what I'm talking about? That's all I need to see. The people that spoke. 103 people voted. 103 people didn't even watch. They coming back over time. You dig what I'm talking about? And watching the actual debate, and they're voting. And clearly, 2/3 of the vote, 60% to 32%, is clear. You dig what I'm talking about? That once and for all, the creator is undefeated. I ain't make none of this up. Right? But when you real with yourself and you watch the dismantling I put on that man, how I put hands and feet on his God. This why they call me Cloud Kicker, huh? All that pie in the sky that brother just had about, oh, light of God. And for years they've been touting that. Huh? One fell running two with the gang. And it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Huh? It's a wrap. Your God can't comprehend me. Huh? I'm higher than your God is. I got another one lined up too. He made another dumb statement. Right? He made another dumb statement too. He said all light is objective. El Capitan. It's not. Right? Simple. All light is objective and subjective. That's what he didn't know. Right? This is what they forgetting. Light is objective and subjective. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't put it together. And you can't even see an X-ray without a machine helping you to produce to see it. It's not readily objective. Right? It's not like looking at the sun or looking at the ocean. It's just there. It's objective. Right? All light you can't see. You can't see gamma rays. You can't see X-rays. Huh? Can't see radio waves. Can't see microwaves. Extra low frequency ELF waves. You can't see them. They're not objective. Do they interact with the physical world? Yes. But you need a machine to prove that. They're not readily objective. So no, light is not objective. It is objective and subjective. His point is he's saying all light is objective. It's not. Right? And that's still simple. Right? It's objective and subjective. Watch this. Gemini, is all light objective? Let's see what Gemini say. Watch this. Remember, his statement is all light is objective. What Gemini say? The statement all light is objective is generally false, as the concept of light must be split into two parts: its physical properties and its perceptual properties. The objective nature of light. In physics, light is objective, right? Quantifiable, right? Electromagnetic radiation is a form of electromagnetic radiation, light is a form of electromagnetic radiation, and its properties, including radios, X-rays, visible light, ultraviolet, UV, and gamma, are defined by physics. Right? Speed of light in a vacuum is constant. Right? Those are the objective sides of light. It's measurable. Right? How you can measure God, I don't know, but you dig what I'm talking about. His God is measurable. His God is X-rays and gamma rays and visible light, right? And that is the objective part. And his God is limited in his speed or ability to move. But it also has a subjective nature, right? Why? Because the human experience of light, particularly color, is subjective. Color perception, huh? The sensation of color is subjective property of light related to objective wavelengths. Right? For example, 550 nanometers wavelength, light is objectively a specific frequency. But the experience of seeing it as green is a subjective neurological and psychological process. Right? Because a person with color blindness, for instance, would have a different subjective opinion or experience of the same objective light wavelengths. So it's objective and subjective, right? The brightness, while luminance, the physical measure of light intensity, is objective. Brightness, right? The perceived intensity is subjective. A gray patch can look different depending on whether it's surrounded by black or white, a phenomenon known as contrast. Subjective. In summary, light is objective, but the result of light interacting with our senses is subjective. And you can't be talking about no other light that you readily interact with than visible light. So right there, that proves that all light is not objective, right? Because you can't see in certain wavelengths outside of 350 to 700 nanometers. Look, gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, infrared rays, all not objective. None of them are objective. You can't see them. Do they interact with the world? Yes, but they're not objective. So another easy body I'm gonna catch real quick. Hopefully we can get this over with fast, and this don't take no whole bunch of no time. Get this set up. You dig what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna probably just hold it to 10-minute rounds and just beat him up bad. You dig what I'm talking about? I'm gonna go break it down, every single one of them. How it's not objective. Boom, boom. Right? His claim is that all light is objective. My claim is that it's not. My man Juice in the house. What up, though? What's going on, cousin? But again, man, you know, we gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. But remember, y'all.
Creator can't coming. Turning up the light and watch some boys start running. Let me tell you something, we ain't out here doing nothing. I can tell you scared, boy, niggas stop fronting. It was all in the plan.
Keep on mealy mouthing. Keep on mealy mouth around you, cuz I'ma check your shit.
Creative gang is crazy. Boy, y'all better pay attention.
And with that, all I need you to do is breathe in and let that light in. Because I'm Kosmon and I'm out.
We fight as a single, impenetrable unit. That is the source